Hello everyone, hello ma'am, hello classmates. I am Jessel Balbuena, the reporter number 3. So for today's video, I'm going to discuss the Kartilya ng Katipunan, or in English, the primer of the Katipunan. Kartilya ng Katipunan, or the primer of the Katipunan. So this is the set of guiding principles and ideals that remain most relevant today amidst our nation's crisis. So the membership was through blood compact, symbolizing the foundation of the secret society, which are aiming the separation of the Philippines from Spain and the expulsion of the Spaniards in our country. Kartilya ng Katipunan became an oath that every Katipuneros must follow to show their determination in being a part of the people who wanted a change and of course who wanted a freedom. The Kartilya was the moral and intellectual foundation used to join the actions of Katipuneros. Upon joining the Katipunan, members were required to read the Kartilya and adhere to its code of conduct. Changing the way people thought and acted was paramount to the early Katipuneros, and they understand that was the only way to truly change the Philippines is for the better. The first Kartilya was written by Andres Bonifacio, and later, Emilio Jacinto wrote a revised Decalogue. It was Andres Bonifacio who first formulated a code of conduct and to whom the Decalogue ng Katipunan was attributed. But it was not published. Instead, it was said that upon reading the Kartilya, drafted by Jacinto, Bonifacio decided that it was superior to his Decalogue and adopted it as the primer of the Katipunan. But before we are going to talk about the content of Kartilya ng Katipunan, let us talk about first the authors of this Kartilya. So now, who is Emilio Jacinto? Emilio Jacinto is a brave young man, and that brought him in the position for the brain of Katipunan. And he also wrote a newspaper entitled Kalayaan and was the author of Kartilya ng Katipunan. He was one of the highest-ranking officers in the Philippines Revolution and one of the highest-ranking officers of the Revolutionary Society, the KKK, or more popularly called Katipunan, being a member of its Supreme Council. He was also elected as Secretary of the State for the Haringbayan Katagalogan, a revolutionary government established during the outbreak of hostilities. He is also popularly known in Philippine history textbooks as the basis of the Katipunan, while some content he should be rightfully recognized as the brain of revolution. Jacinto was present in the cry of Pugadlawin with Andres Bonifacio, the Supremo of the Katipunan, and other of its members, which signated the start of revolution against the Spanish colonial government in the island. And now, who is Andres Bonifacio? So Andres Bonifacio is the father of Philippine Revolution and once the president of the Supreme Council of the Katipunan. He was born on November 30, 1863 in Tondo, Manila, and he is also known as Ama ng Katipunan. And now let's talk about the content of the Kartilya ng Katipunan, and this is the original version and it has 14 paragraphs that contains the value of the Katipunero should have. The Kartilya serve as the Katipunero's guide in living with morals and good values. It was like a code of conduct that shows how to be a true Filipino in words and in action. Each paragraph is unique in such a way that they tackle different aspects of a person's life. The first paragraph highlights the importance of living a purpose-driven life. A Katipunero who does not have a purpose life is a useless life. So this tenet actually defines what life is. Life is a gift given to everyone by God. So it must be treasured by making it meaningful through setting up goals and achieving those goals no matter how hard our way is. The second paragraph is all about doing what is a right thing. A deed carried out for the sake of fame is not worthy of praise. Since there are certain things in life that would make others proud, but sometimes it is done just to be popular. So, it is very necessary that everyone must bear in mind that doing good must be accompanied with humbleness. And if you're helping people, make sure that your intention is to help only. The third tenet shows what kindness really means. True act of kindness for a Katipunero is in the love and service he rendered to the other people and not the other way around. It only means that having an open hand to give help without expecting in return is one of the best examples to show an act of kindness. The fourth tenet highlights equality. Every Katipuneros are treated equally no matter what race or educational background. So it means that status and identity will never be the reason for an equal treatment of people. Whether you meet people who is Filipino or not, rich or poor, black or white, we should treat them equally because nobody deserves to be discriminated. The fifth shows what honor should mean for a Katipunero. A true Katipunero values honor more than his personal interest. So if you value honor than your personal interest, then you will be called as a true Katipunero. The sixth tenet is all about being a man of word. Katipunero who has a sense of shame must be a man of his own word. The seventh rule gives importance to time. A Katipunero must give importance to time. For the Katipunan, a time lost will never be back. So it means that we should have to manage our time and give our best like tomorrow ends, because time is as precious as gold. The eighth tenet is all about fighting for what is right. A Katipunero must protect the weak and fight for those who oppress the weak. So this paragraph tells everyone to fight for what is right and fight with the person who is at the right side. The ninth tenet highlights the importance of trust. A Katipunero is careful with what he says and keeps the things that must be kept secret. This means that everyone must know how to keep confidential things in order to keep the trust of other people give. The 10th principle is all about being able to lead the family. A Katipunero must lead his family to the right path. If the leader is consumed by evil, so does his followers. The 11th principle is all about women. A Katipunero must give importance to women. He must not see a woman as an object nor a pastime. That whenever a Katipunero sees a woman, he must remember his mother who nurtured him. The 12 principles gives importance to every action that one has to make. A Katipunero must not do the things that he does not want to be done to him. Same as the saying goes, don't do it to others if you don't want others to do it unto you. The 13th tenet is about having the right character. A Katipunero's life is not measured by what is his status in life, nor with the things he possesses. Instead, it is in his character and his love for the native land. The last tenet shows a glimpse of what the authors desire. It shows the sense of hopefulness for the motherland and that all the sacrifices made is not all for naught. So it emphasizes the hope for everyone and believe that every sacrifices that a Katipunero make will always be worth it. So now let's move to the importance of Kartilya. Kartilya served as a great contributor of our history back then as well as today. This also covers moral values, certain norms, principle, and guide for the Katipunero. The book has been able to put a good mark in our history as the Katipuneros back then were guided by this Kartilya and left us to understand what was living is. Therefore, primer of the Katipunan served as a great contribution on lore history and to all Filipinos as well. It also leaves us a good moral character and shaping ourselves to mold a better world for the Katipunan leadership. Overall, this is used to guide the actions of Katipuneros and also through Kartilya, Filipinos were united to fight for what they own and fight for what is right. And that's the reason why Kartilya is a very significant book for Katipuneros in our country. And that's the end of my report, and I hope you learned something from my discussion. Thank you for watching.